Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. This is Green Educational Consults. Today we'll be discussing about how you can choose the right university for your graduate studies. So welcome, and if this is your first time, this is Greener, and we have been hosting weekly sessions where we teach you how to choose the right university and how to apply to get a full scholarship for your graduate studies, right? So one of the most important topic is how to choose the right school and also program and how to know which school is giving funding. That's the most important thing that you have to consider for your studies. Okay, so some students are not able to choose the right university. They just go online and maybe it's finding some schools and just click and apply and waiting for admissions. Admission never comes, sometimes rejections or no scholarship. Okay, so one of the things that you have to consider is which university am I applying to? Not just because somebody have shared a list online saying this school have a lower GPA requirements and they accept HND, they don't have GRA, you just rush and apply. Okay, it's good that you find a school that is more flexible, but when you're looking for the school, you also want to make sure that the school that you are choosing have scholarship. Okay, so in the US we have scholarship and we have assistantship. Okay, so these two are not the same. Okay, if the school says scholarship, you have to go further and find out which program are going to enjoy that. Okay, so not all programs, not all school can help you to get funding, so you have to be careful about how you make your decision. Okay, we have so many students who apply to some random universities and they don't get scholarship. Okay, so if you are here, listen to what I'm coming to tell you today, and you can able to gain something from this. Okay, you are listening to somebody who is more experienced in this work, and at the end of the day, you know how to choose your school. Okay, when you go to the school websites, you have to look for some cute, very important things on your school website. The school can mention like assistantship. Okay, those are just random words. But how do you make sure that those programs that you're applying to can give you scholarship? So a lot of students just applied and they don't get scholarship and they come that are applied to the school with no scholarship. Okay, so if you are here today, you're going to learn something. Please share these links on to your video pages and let people join this channel, and we are going to teach you how you can choose a good university for your program. Okay, so I'll be mentioning some programs and which area which school that you should consider for those programs. Okay, so like and share this video and let other people also see. All right, so one of the things that you have to look at as a student when you're going to apply, the first thing you have to look at is, now you have to look when you search for a school. The first thing is if it's a PhD, or if you are from bachelor want to go to PhD, or you are from masters want to go to PhD, you have to be careful about how to make your choice. So let's look at a student who is a bachelor student wanting to do a PhD program. The first thing you have to look at is your GPA. All right, so most of the schools have like 3.5, 3.0, 3.3, 3.2 to get a PhD admission. It means you are jumping one step. All right. So if they want to consider you for admission as a bachelor student to a PhD program, they want to see some kind of academic achievement on your profile. All right. So the GPA alone is not the only factor that can be considered. All right. So they look at your research ability as an undergrad student. They look at your project work. So those are the basic things that you have to look at. So some students just jump, say, I want to apply to MIT, I want to apply to Cornell, I want to apply to Stanford, but their grades are not good. So they cannot be able to get admission. So you have to know your level. You have to know your GPA. You have to know how many GPA is the school looking for before you even try to apply. Okay, those are the minor things. I'll become to the major things for itself. All right. So the GPA is something you have, is basic. All right. You need to get a grade to get admission. All right. So let's look at the next program. Now, when you go to the school website, most of the schools will state clearly that once you are admitted, you have a full scholarship. Some of the schools will be silent on it. They will not say it. Okay. So when you go to the school website, the school is they are silent on that. They don't want to make it clear that when you get admission, you can get funding. Then you have to be careful about that university. Okay. So you don't just rush, just create account and just start applying. The school must say clearly that when you get admission to this program, you are going to be considered for scholarship. If you don't see that on a website, you have to advise yourself. Okay, so most people think that, oh, because everyone is getting admission and it means when you also apply you can get admission. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to go deeper, deeper, deeper. All right, in the same school there are some programs that can get more scholarship and some programs cannot. So when your friend is studying the same in school, it doesn't mean that when you also apply you can also get admission. You have to do your research very, very well. The university have to mention it that once you are admitted, you are going to get fully funded scholarship. If those words are missing, then you have to be careful. You have to make sure that you do the right things by choosing the right program. Okay. Now let's look at one thing that you have to look at. You have to go to the department. You have to go to the professor's website. Okay. Or before then, go and as a PhD student, if you want to apply for PhD, you have to even look for other students, the current students on their page, and look at their profile. Okay, if you hold undergrad and you find all of them holding master's degree and they go admission, that should tell you that even though the school says you can use your bachelor for PhD, but when you look at the current students, none of them have, okay, all of them have masters. So that should tell you something. It means you have to work hard, you have to improve your documents to get admission. It means that bachelor students are finding it tough to come in. So master students are getting more chances. Okay. So if I go to a school, I'm sharing my experience with you. Okay. So if I apply for a PhD program right now and I go to the school website, I'll first look at what kind of research are the professors doing. Does it match with what I want to do? If you find that your research, what you want to do is not there, you have to adjust. Okay. You don't force your research to any professor. You have to make sure that you are towing in the line of the professors. Now, you go and look at the students who are in the school right now, check their profile. What kind of research are they doing? Okay, when you find their research and you look at the professors, then you have to adjust your research to match what those students are doing. Okay, so the first thing is to look at the professors, look at their research work. What kind of thing are they publishing on? Those are the things that you have to look at before you even try to email any professor. You don't go and email professor that your research area does not fit into. Don't go and force your research that I want to do this and there's no professor doing that same research work. You have to be careful about that. If not, you may get admission with no scholarship or no admission at all. Okay, so how to choose the best school is that you go into the school website, go to the department and check the kind of work that they are doing. Okay, have they won any funds? So if you're applying to, let's say, public health program, most of the professors will list their funding on their various pages that they want a funding from NIH, CDC, and all those things. If you don't see that and you're not sure of yourself, you can send an email to the program coordinator that, hey, I'm applying to this program and I want to find out like whether there's fund for international students or new students coming up. You can even ask them that how many students do you admit per year? Okay, if a school is admitting 2 students for a program, then you have to know that funding is difficult in that program. So you have to go and check the list of students who are there. How many students are in a program? Okay, so when you see the list of the students are few, it means that funding is a challenge in that department. You can still apply, but make sure before you apply, your documents are they are in high standard. Your CV and your SOP are well written, and you also make sure that you contact a lecturer who can give you a good reference letter. Okay, those are the things that you have to be looking at. All right, so I have some lists that I'll be sharing with you. Okay, then when you do that, I'm pretty sure that you're going to get admission. Okay, now faculty members who are going to be your advisors for your PhD program, masters, or any other things are the very people who are going to fund your studies. So if you're in a STEM program like mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, chemistry, physics, agriculture, and all those programs, much of the fundings come from the professors. That is why most time the school asks you to email a professor. It's because the funding will come from those professors. So if you don't reach out to them, you cannot get funding. Okay, the school will state clearly that you have to send a code email, or you have to reach out to those lecturers to get funding. So if you don't do that, you cannot get admission. Okay, so it means funding may be limited there. So when you go to the profile of the professors, or you go to the faculty page, okay, in Ghana or Nigeria, faculty could mean like a department, but in the US, faculty means like lecturers, or those within non-teaching people also are called faculty. Okay, so you go to the faculty and check their profile. How many professors are there? If you're going to find like 6 professors, know that there's a problem, there's a money problem there, there's funding issue there. Okay, when you go and see a department with more professors and they're all doing research work, it means you can get funding in that department. Okay, so most of the funding comes from the department. We have the school at a goal, but there's the department that's going to fund your program. All right, so it comes from the professors. So you have to go and check what they are doing. Are they doing any caring research work? So if I go and I check that most of the professors are not doing research, maybe some of them it's a long time, you don't go and send email to that person. Okay, so some also call clinical professors, and we have research professors. Those that are clinical, it means that they are teaching, they are not doing research work. So if you send an email to a prof who is called he started his clinical professor, it means that funding will not be there for you. All right, so you have to be careful about who you contact for your program. Okay, and also you have to look at the labs. So most of the professors have labs. So it means that they have their own websites where they put some updates. Some will say we are looking for students to join our lab. Some will say our lab is currently recruiting. So when you see those things, it means that there's more funding in that department. Then you can go and apply. So don't just rush, pick any school online and just create accounts and start applying. That will not help you. That will just make you frustrated. A lot of students are having depression because they can't get admission. Okay, maybe you've applied for this your 3rd year, you're not getting admission. That can make you depressed, and you can even you might not be it. Okay, so one of the things you have to look at is those basic things. There's no magic about that. There's no any 2 ways. The first thing is you have to make sure your GPA matches the requirements of the school, and you have to go to department website to check to see if they are doing some research work now. The professors, are they doing research? Do they have any current research work? If there's no current research work, it means that funding might be an issue there, and you have to be careful about that. Okay, and you also go to check the students who are there now and look at their profile and what are their research area. So when you see those things, that should tell you that okay, these students they have funding. Okay, so if you see a professor, there are more students. So sometimes you see students mention their professors on their in their academic biography. So it means when you go there, you have to see if a professor updates his or her lab website, and there are more students and another professor. It means that there's funding there. There's funding in that department. Okay, so if you check a professor A and you go to his lab and you find more students, it means he or she can recruit more students. So you can email. Okay, so but if you go to the lab, you find like 1 or 2 students under that professor, it means that funding is a big problem there. And when you apply, you don't get admission. Okay, so one advice we give to students is if you are from undergrad, if you're in a STEM program, I will advise you, and your GPA is good, apply to a PhD program. Master students is hard now to get funding. It's in some programs. If you're in mechanical engineering, if you're in biomedical engineering, if you're in chemical engineering, sometimes it's difficult to get funding for master's program to this field. So you have to consider going to do your PhD. Okay. And one thing about a PhD is that uh, immediately you finish with 2 years, the university can give you masters. So the PhD in the US is 5 years. So when you do 2 years, you are qualified to receive master's degree. Okay, that's what this is something that you need to know. Okay, so don't get scared that oh I'm not good, I can't do PhD and all those. Some students feel like they are not good for PhD. No, that shouldn't scare you at all. Free board and apply. Okay, once you apply to PhD program, you are going to get fully funded scholarship. But for masters, there's no assurance. So you have to be careful about choosing such programs, okay? And the universities will list on their website that there's funding for students. If you go to the website of a school and you don't see them writing like funding is available and all those things, be careful, okay? Or maybe they just list like, if you need funding, click on this link, and it takes you to the graduate admission portal. It means that there's no funding. Be careful, okay? So sometimes you see a school will be shy, and so the school will not want to mention that they have funding, so they'll just make it like a general statement. But when you go to a school websites and they list clearly that students that are admitted into this program have funding, then that should make you more confident to apply. But when you go to the school websites and there's no mention of scholarship or there's no funding, be careful. Okay, there's difference between scholarship and assistantship. These two are not the same in the US. As we all know in our country that scholarship is like fully no. US assistantship is different from scholarship. Scholarship just could be like some kind of discounts given to you. Okay, it's not full. But when they mention assistantship, it means that you are going to be a TA or research assistant. So you are going to have your tuition fee covered and your living allowance. But scholarship is just some, it's going to cover like part of your tuition fee. So you have to be careful when you see those two words. Don't get confused when you see scholarship and in hurry to apply. Okay. If the school refuse to mention like assistantship on their page, it means you are in a big trouble. You don't get scholarship, you don't get admission with funding. All right. Now, not all programs can get you admission. I'll mention it again. Every day I mention that if you're in a business side, accounting, finance, MBA, and these programs, you may find difficult to get scholarship. So you have to be careful of what you are doing. Okay. If you're not, then you can divert to the IT area. All right. If you're in marketing and all these areas, funding might be your big challenge. So you have to be careful. Okay. If you're in the sciences, if you're in public health, if you're in statistics, if you're in chemical and all those engineering programs, then you should consider apply for PhD. Okay. Now, if you want to do masters in public health, funding will be difficult for you. Okay. It will be difficult to get funding for masters in public health. So if you have a bachelor, if you're a nurse student or midwife, any of the health areas, you can go and do PhD directly. Okay. If you go and do masters in public health, it's difficult to get funding. So bachelor to PhD is the best choice for you if your GPA is good. Okay. But also, if you don't have interest in doing PhD, it's not a force. So you have to find another way how you can get funding. Okay. Some students go for loan and all those things, of which I don't support students go for loan. But if that's what you want, that is cool. Okay. So as international students, you have to work hard to get funding. And after you have secured the schools, okay, after you have managed to get the schools and all those things, you have to work on your essay. There's no two way about that. Essay. Every week I review essay for students, and what I've been seeing is not good. It's not good. The CVs are not good. So you have to work hard, edit your CV to make it professional. All right? Your CVs are not good. Now let me mention what should be in your CV. Your academic background. You are applying for a school, so you don't use your job CV for school application. No, no. School application CV have to be something that will be academic. Have to list your skills. If you know how to code, you put all those in there. If you have been to a conference, you have to put in there. Project work, you put in there. If you are a student leader, you put in there. So all those things must be in your CV. Okay. And your CV have to be well formatted. Okay. I've seen some CVs from students and it's not good. It's not good. Okay. Even me, I cannot give you admission to you. So your CV has to be good. You have to work hard on your CV. All right. So, and your SOP, assist SOP, and the student was talking about some funny things. Okay. So you have to work on your SOP. Applying to the US or Canada is very competitive. It's like World Cup. Everybody in this world wants to study in the US. Everybody. You are not unique. Okay. Your GPA alone does not make you get admission. So please, if you're watching me, feel free to share this link to friends, your channel, and let people watch. Okay. Now, if you are applying as a bachelor student from Ghana or Nigeria or any other countries, Uganda, you have to work on your documents. I see SOP CVs, they are not good. They are not good. And most of you are using AI. And the last time I was saying, if you use AI, you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time, big time. Okay. You have to sit down and work on your essay. Okay. The AI can help you to get ideas and all this, but you have to write your own. Okay. Now it's clear that the AI have some few words that they like using, like this experience, these studies. There are some words that when they see it, you know, yes, this is AI writing. So you have to be careful about what you are writing. Okay. If not, get admission will be very difficult for you. A lot of students are using AI, and by March, rejections will be coming plenty. Okay. If you don't want to get rejection, you have to work on your SOP. Okay. If the deadline is 1st December, now a lot of schools will be ending application in December 1st. So we have about 15 days more for most of the top schools to end admission. So you have 2 weeks to work on your SOP. Don't rush to submit your applications. If your SOP is not good, you will not get admission. Okay, your SOP have to be. You see, the day they are going to review your application, you are not there to explain things to the admission officer. That's why you need to work on your SOP and your CV. Those are your mouthpiece. Okay, so don't rush to submit your application thinking that, oh, when I apply early, I'll get funding. No, apply by the deadline. Okay, there's no reward for you when you submit your application early. Okay, just make sure that you don't miss the deadline. All right. So let me repeat what I've said again. The first thing is that check the department, check the professor's websites. Are they doing some current research work? Go to their lab. Okay, if they have more students working under them, it means that that professor have funding. If you don't see little more students under that professor, it means that funding will be a difficult issue for you. Okay, so if you go to a website and you find, or you go to the lab of the professor and you find like just 2 students, 1 student, it means funding is a big problem there. Okay. Now, number 2, if you go to the website of the school, the department, and the program is silent about assistantship, that is not good sign. Okay. Number 3, as my anthem as a student, don't go for any lower schools. Okay. In the US, we have research university. There are some schools that are research based in every state. So it means when you apply to those schools that are top ranked, funding will be easy for you. But if you go and apply to some low university that we don't even know of, you will not get funding. Okay. Don't apply because the school have higher acceptance rates. Okay. If a school have like 90% acceptance rates, that should tell you that funding will be difficult for you to get. I see a lot of content creators saying that, hey, this school have like 80% acceptance rates, 90% acceptance rates, and you just think that, oh, once I apply, I will get admission. Good. You will get admission, all right, but funding will be your challenge. Okay. So don't apply to a school because the school have high acceptance rates. You are also a human being, you're also a student, so you don't have to look down upon yourself. No matter how the school is highly ranked, work on your document and apply. Okay. I went to one of the top one public school. Okay. And I went to among my school that I went to was among top 20. Okay. I didn't and I went to UDS. Okay. University of the United States. That was my undergrad. But I went to the top 20 university in the US. All right. I didn't look down for myself. I worked on my documents. So don't feel intimidated. Okay. Apply to top universities. You can apply to MIT, Harvard, any school. You can get it if you work on your essay and CV. Okay. Those who are going there are no more important than you. All right. So if you go down the list and apply to lower schools, funding will be a big challenge. All right. So don't fear, be bold, create accounts, work on your essay and CV, and you can get admission. Okay, that's my advice to every student. I will not advise you to choose safe schools and just go and apply with no funding. All right. The top, the higher the school, I mean, the funding will be easy. All right. Once you get accepted to a PhD program or masters, and the school is a STEM base, you are sure that you got admission. Okay. So don't look that on yourself. All right. Now, the last thing that you have to look at is does the school support international students? There are some programs that may not get you as an international student, you may not get funding. So you have to be careful and do your research carefully. Okay. Now let me, before I leave, let me add this to your SOP. So many students are making mistake in SOP. So we have personal statements and we have statement of purpose. So let me talk about statement of purpose. So this one is talking about, it's more official. Okay. They want to know that as a student, what has motivated you to choose this program. Okay. So right from your school, they want to look at your experience, your skills. During your undergrad, have you acquired some skills in research? Can you do data analysis? Can you, I mean, those are the basic things that you need to write in your SOP. Now, if you choose a public health program and you are from health, like a nurse or something like that, then you have to know how to connect your motivation to the professor or the department's their requirements. Okay, so if I'm applying, some say, oh, my name is Kwejo, I'm applying for a PhD program in public health. I competed from KNUS University. Oh, sorry, I competed for University of Ghana. No. You don't start your essay like that. I've seen so many students starting essay that way. My name is this. I'm applying to this program. I hold a GPA of this. No. Those are not important. Your GPA is in your CV. You don't need to mention your GPA in SOP. I don't see importance of that. Okay, don't mention your name in your SOP. It's not good. Okay, so you have to have a way to start. All right. Now, during your undergrad, you were engaged in some research work. You can start that. You can make a statement. I mean, it depends on your story. Somebody will say, oh, can you tell us what to write? You can write in the comment section, and if you have a question right now, just draw. I'll be closing very soon. If you have some questions, feel free to drop in the comment section and I'll be glad to address for you. Okay, so your SOP, you are trying to connect what motivates you to apply to this program to the department's profile or to the professor that you're going to work with. Okay, so you have to connect your motivation, what motivates you to do this work. Now, when you do a project work in your undergrad, you can use that as a basis why you want to do more research on something that you were doing in undergrad and you want to know more of that, and you have to connect that to the professor's research area. Okay, now you need to, I tell students that you need to brag. Okay, I have spoken to so many students from different countries. I have spoken to students from Botswana, South Africa, Uganda, Ghana, Nigeria, so many students. So I've seen that students from Nigeria are more bold than every student. So those from Nigeria, they are very bold. Okay, if you want to apply and get admission, you need to be bold. You need to brag about your skills. Okay, that's academia. Now, if you know how to do some basic data analysis, you have to mention that in your SOP. If you know how to do some, let's say econometrics, like you know how to do some like difference in difference, regressions, logistics, all those things, you have to mention them in your SOP. All right, that makes you a strong candidate. Okay, don't be timid. Mention, you see, you know yourself and they don't know you. All right, so be bold and brag about your skills. Okay, those are the things that you need to do. If you have been a TA before, you need to mention all those things. If you are a student leader, mention that in your SOP. Okay, that is your strength. Mention that in your CV as well. Sometimes the school will tell you don't copy what's in your CV to your SOP. Okay, your CV is a different thing, but make sure that if you write anything in SOP, it has to match with what is in your CV. Don't lie. If you lie, they can spot it. All right. So Writing your SOP is what's going to make you to get admission. If you don't write your SOP well, you will not get admission. Your CV is a key document, okay? 2 pages of your CV is fine. Don't go beyond 2 pages, all right? So when you do that, you will get admission, okay? So the best thing to get a funding is to check the profile of the school, check the profile of the professors, the current students, and see what they are doing, and you also apply, okay? Now, if you want to apply to a program, check your GPA. Does my GPA match the requirement? Don't rush and apply if your GPA is not good. Applying to study in the US is not a luck. Okay, you have to do the good job. Okay, do the good job and get admission. Okay, it's not a luck. You're not doing try and error. Well, if you have money to apply to more schools, then you can do try and error. But if you don't have money, be careful about the school that you are choosing. Okay, check the GPA of the school, their minimum requirements, and apply. Some of them have 3.0, but 3.0 does not mean that once you meet the requirements, you can just jump and apply. You have to look at all that the school wants. Okay, improve your document. If you have 3.0 GPA, you are just on a lifeline. Okay, it's not strong. So work hard and improve your GPA by taking some online courses. A lot of students are reaching out to me that where can I take my online courses? No, it's not any magic. You go to Coursera, okay? You go to Udemy, you go to UDS, okay, and then you see programs there, some courses that are aligned to your research area. So if you are in statistics, then you can go and learn something short on some regressions, or also some data analysis, or like data science courses. I mean, those things, okay? If you are in chemistry, you can go and find something there. If you're in computer science, you can go and learn something there. So when you learn those and put them on your CV, it makes you a strong candidate. All right, it means that you are very proactive and you know what you want. Okay, now let me look at other lists that I have here that can benefit you. Okay, so if you are somebody looking for agric, okay, you have to know which states in the US have more of agric potentials. Okay, now let me show something to you briefly, if time permits me. If not, I'll put it in the comment section, and if you have a questions, then you can ask me. All right. Yeah, so if you have questions right now, feel free to drop me your questions and I'll be glad to respond to any question you have. Okay, so those are the things that you have to be watchful for and get admission. Okay, if you are just joining us, we are talking about how you can apply, how to spot funding at the various universities. Okay, so you go to their website, check if the school have mentioned funding or not. If the school is silent about scholarship, then you know that there's something wrong. Okay, be careful. Don't rush to apply to any mushroom schools and think that you got admission. All right, you have to be bold and select top schools. Every day I say this, but people are not listening to it. So sometimes students come to us that, oh, I applied to this school, I got admission, but there's no scholarship. These are so common. It's because you were afraid to apply to top schools. You choose some low schools and you got admission with no funding. So always target top universities and work on your documents. There's nothing wrong of you applying to top schools. Top 40, 50 is fine, but for my students, for our students, we use like top 20 or top 30. Those schools are good for scholarship. Okay, we don't apply to any low school for our students. We make sure that those that we are applying for get funding. So we look at the top universities and we make sure their SOP and CVs are good. Okay, so if you are here and you want us to work on your SOP, you can go to our bio or go to our website, Greener Educational Consult, and we can able to review your SOP. Okay, be bold and choose the best university. Okay, don't be shy and thinking that, oh, because I'm from a lower school in Ghana or Nigeria, and if I apply to the top schools, I will not get admission. No, don't self deny yourself. Okay, choose the best universities and you can apply. Thank you, guys. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section, and I will come to respond to any of those questions. All right. Thank you for joining this session.